The views and opinions expressed on Deeply Upsetting are those of the panelists and not those of the Geeks Under the Influence Network, associated brands, properties, or businesses. Listener discretion is advised. Please keep your hands inside the ride at all times. Fuck, Marry, Kill. Late night talk show host edition.
Nice.
I've been watching a lot of them recently as they've been coming back from their holiday break.
Mm-hmm.
And so this came up. So we've got, for number one, your favorite, James Corden.
Oh, easy. Okay.
Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
And Stephen Colbert.
Okay. No, actually, this is super easy because I have
Really? Because I thought there were some...
opinions.
I know you have opinions on all three, and
Yeah.
there's definitely kind of a level of appreciation.
Yep.
But the Mary and the fucking
Fucking
Mary.
Mary.
Yeah.
Because you know that I want to fuck and marry Stephen Colbert.
Yeah.
Stephen, if you're listening to this, don't do anything because you and your wife seem really happy together. So just ignore me completely and I will admire you from afar. I am not
Fair.
encroaching on your beautiful love. So I'm obviously going to marry Stephen.
Yeah.
He is very sexy in just like an intelligent way.
I do get... He's the sexy nerd
Yeah,
kind of vibe.
totally.
Yeah.
He's so fucking smart. He's so well spoken. He could school me in Lord of the Rings, which is my big thing, but that's like his gargantuan thing.
Yeah.
And so he could like, tell me all about it and I would listen and like drink a nice bottle of wine and just be like, you're hot, like the whole time. And then we make passionate love and that's our marriage. So that's what's going to happen for me.
Okay.
Definitely going to marry Stephen Colbert. The easiest choice of my life, truly.
Okay. I like that I made it so easy for you. that
Yes, you did.
Stephen Colbert, the creator of the term truthiness,
Yes.
way ahead of its time.
Yes.
Honestly, that term has more prevalent now than it was when he came up with it.
He's the I Am America one, right? He wrote that book.
And so can you.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So maybe he can be America now. Who knows?
Right.
Because it hasn't been him for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to marry him. I'm going to fuck Jimmy Fallon as much as I don't want to. I really don't. I have qualms with Jimmy Fallon. I don't know. He's like too I'm your buddy guy, whatever kind of deal for me. Where he just feels like he's literally like placating everyone at all times and is just like here for a good time. I don't know. He fucked it up for me. And I know that this is, gonna hurt him personally if he ever listens to this because he was just trying to like win my affections. But I really did not enjoy when he had Donald Trump on when they were
Agreed.
running and he like ruffled his hair and was
Ruffled
like
his
this
hair.
guy, that's his whole deal.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you stand for, man? Like what exactly are you trying to do?
He's the guy that will high five you after sex, but then it's followed by a very awkward, unnecessarily long silence.
Yeah, I can totally see that. And you've got nothing. He's just like dead behind the eyes and is like kind of smiling weirdly. And you're like, are you having an existential crisis? Was this like the best sex of your life?
Because I don't
couldn't
think,
tell you.
and this is a personal opinion, but I don't think Jimmy Fallon is he himself funny. His
No.
reactions to other people that are funny is what makes him funny.
True.
That's why it works for talk show hosts, because he's just literally yes-anding whatever is happening.
He's great at yes-anding.
Yeah, he's great at
absolutely.
that. But as far as like he himself, like he is not leading that humor.
Right.
So, and I feel like as far as a lover, he's probably that way as well, that his reactions to stuff, but he's not the leader in the bedroom. He's
No, he's
following
not.
up.
And neither am I. So that's why like I'm not looking forward to this whole sexual exploration that we're having. But
There's gonna be a lot of I don't know.
oh, you're putting your leg. Oh, okay.
Okay,
No,
so-
that's good. Yeah.
But I was gonna do the
No, yeah.
You're-
Yeah.
okay. No,
Wait,
but
no. Do what you
so
were gonna
where
do. Tell
I
me.
don't know what.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go into like a classic missionary, I guess. I got nothing. Like I feel like he would be the
I'm
type.
gonna look at this poster of Bo Derek and
Right. Who, me? Yeah, I would.
Yeah, right.
I definitely would. Hit me up, Bo Derek. Just kidding. She won the lottery. You know who she's with, right?
No.
John Corbett.
Oh wow.
The
Okay.
sexy youth pastor of all of our fantasies. Tell
Yeah.
me he does not have big youth pastor energy.
You know what? I will say that that makes sense to me.
But like electrifying.
But I've never ever thought in my life big youth pastor energy for anyone.
Only him. He's the only one. He is the biggest youth pastor of our time. I don't even think he's like Christian or anything. But anyways, he and Bo Derek have been together for literally like 30 years. And they're like old hippies. They like refuse to get married and they're just like living their lives. I think they have a farm. It's very sexy.
They're just like getting coffee with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, being like, isn't it great not to be married? And they're like, yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I want to be there. That sounds so fun. I want to get coffee. I want to serve them coffee. I'm pretty accepting of my state in life, so I would be the one serving them coffee or like bussing their table and just listening and being like, you guys are cool. And they're like, be gone, peasant. I'm like, that's fair.
Perfect.
Yep. So yeah, Jimmy Fallon, he has like try hard big brother energy. I feel like, like he's just trying to like be a part of the cool table all the time. And he's been told that he's like kind of funny, so he gets away with it. And so like popular dudes are like kind of mean to him. And he's like, oh, God, okay, cool, guys. I'll see you later. Like he has that vibe where like I couldn't tell you a single thing that I think Jimmy Fallon actually feels about people because he's like always on, He
feels when he was on SNL, it's like those old cartoons where there was the big pit bull and there was a little yippy dog that bounced around.
Yep.
Will Ferrell is the pit bull.
Definitely.
And then Jimmy Fallon was the like, yep, it's really fun, guy. Let's do more jokes.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, like Jimmy Fallon is funny. I don't find him unfunny. I don't always find him funny, but he has his moments. Like he's got some good stuff going on.
I feel like it sounds like we've been shitting on Jimmy Fallon, but I agree is that like there's a place for him. I think honestly Tonight Show is a good place for him because that's that like mediocre level of comedy that we've come to appreciate post Carson.
Yes.
Because Carson was a different level entirely.
Yes.
Leno, not unfunny.
No.
But it's not like making your parents laugh kind of funny.
Oh, for sure.
And I feel like Jimmy Fallon's like younger, but he's got that vibe of like grandmothers love Jimmy Fallon.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like he is for everyone. He is supposed to be the person for us all. I don't know. It's just not edgy enough. I don't think that the sex will be good. But we're going to do it anyway because I'm not going to marry him. And also, I don't really want to kill him.
Like, he doesn't have any kind of secret, like, Army Hammer shit going on for him where he's just like, I want to literally eat your vagina. Like, I want to chew on it.
Ooh, topical.
And, like, season it with, like, seasoning salt and then, like, get down on it. And
that, if anybody hasn't heard about that, Army Hammer's DMs have been leaked. And, not to kink shame or anything, though not all of it seemed consensual. So that's going to be kink shamed. He is into some cannibal fantasy land stuff and maybe not fantasy because he talked about eating an animal and it was still warm and the heartbeat and all that shit.
It's kind of a weird line because I am definitely like anti like kink shaming people for their stuff as long as everybody's like healthy and happy
on board.
And everybody's on board. Cool, fucking do your thing. Even stuff that I'm like, it's still like not my thing, but you
don't yuck somebody's yum.
Yeah, exactly. Don't yuck somebody's yum. Exactly. But it's also going to come out that there are a lot of people that were really thrown off by it.
And
his ex-wife is like not in like calls him a monster and shit.
The one that was kind of like low-key funny in the way that it's not that funny when you think about it is he said one of those creepy things where he was like, I just want to like just drink your blood with a straw or some shit like that when they were having like regular sexy conversation. And she literally typed like, oh, not this again. Please stop bringing up how you want to like eat my flesh and break my bones and shit.
The thing that I think tampers this down a little bit more for me is that I have so many friends that of varying levels of like stuff that I can absolutely see somebody I know having like a Tinder conversation and being like, that's really sexy. Like, what other kind of dress do you think you're going to wear to the thing? I was like, I was thinking of a sinking number. It was like, I want to eat your skin.
Right.
That's a response. Like, what? I mean, no, like metaphorically. Like, no, but like, are you picturing eating my skin right now? Like, well, definitely.
Yeah.
Thinking about eating your skin. I'm thinking of like stabbing you in your eyes. And they're like, what? I'm like, no, I mean, not actually, but maybe.
Yep.
Role play.
I think the problem is that it seems if you read enough of them that the girls are kind of like, stop it. I'm not here for it. Like, maybe try somebody else. Anyways, that's a whole mess. And it's also a lesson that, like, if you're too hot, you need to be stopped in some sort of way. Armie Hammer is, like, ungodly attractive. Like, he just from an objective point of view, he's like very symmetrical. He's tall. He's like, built nice. He looks like a fucking Greek god. Like, it's ridiculous.
There's a difference of opinion by a lot of people, and this will be maybe
Fair.
for some people a edgy opinion, but I think he's boring hot.
No, that's totally fair.
Because
totally fair.
There's nothing interesting about him. His look, he is, don't get me wrong, he is incredibly handsome.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's a very good looking gentleman. I'm not like calling him ugly or anything. No, I get it. I get why people are into him. That's fine. But there's nothing interesting about his body.
I get that. So I have an important point to make about that. And my point is that there is a very specific level of person, and it has nothing to do with whether you personally find them attractive. This is an objective thing, and that is the category of heartthrob. He is a heartthrob.
Okay.
Like a full beefcake dude. And I think that there are varying levels of heartthrob, where there are like more interesting ones that are like kind of dangerous but still fit that bill, like R.I.P. Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Heartthrob, more interesting, but Armie Hammer is definitely like the C grade, like, I don't know what else is going on here, but like, yes, you tick all those boxes, heartthrob.
Like, and there's varying levels of, like, if you were to take, say, a Clooney.
Clooney,
I would he's in that heartthrob level.
Yes.
But, and the things that make him a heartthrob, where he's got like the cleft chin and his bone structure, but it's almost cartoonish.
Sure.
At the levels that he has all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Where it makes it almost more interesting because of how cartoonishly.
Like John Hamm.
Like John Hamm is the same thing.
Disney Prince guy.
Yeah. That's almost kind of laughably exaggerated, the level of like the handsome feature stuff.
Yep.
Where it takes it away from it being boring, attractive, into like you're almost a cartoon character. You're so handsome.
Very true.
Yeah.
And you know who is, I would say, in the same category of heartthrob as Armie Hammer, and this can be contested, and I'm fine with it, but I'm going to stick to my guns here and say that Brad Pitt is the same level as Armie Hammer.
Okay. No, you know what? I'm good with that. He's
super boring hot, but we can all see it, and nobody would like turn him down in the bedroom that I know of. And so, yeah, he's just kind of like, there.
I want to, this may be actually accessing the reasoning on why I hate this actor so much.
Is it Greg Kinnear?
It is. Well, no. And the thing
he is not a heartthrob.
No. He is somewhere in between the like boring looking person and having exaggerated feature person, where he just looks like somebody's dad that has a weird fetish that might have like actually physically injured a person.
Wow, I don't get that vibe from him at all.
I get that, where it's not like intentional. He's not intentionally trying to hurt people, but he's got like some weird edge play shit that can go a little bit too far.
No, to me, he is exactly like when you would go over to your friend's house in middle school and you were starting to like feel things in your nether regions, and all of a sudden you were like, Susie, your dad's hot. And she's like, ew, no. And you're like, wait, I just realized it. He's not heartthrob level like a Brad Pitt.
Hot.
But like, yeah, he's dad hot. Yeah. Greg Kinnear is dad hot. I know how much you hate him, but you got to give him that.
Like, Greg Kinnear is like, if he was a Pokemans, and then he was about to like move up to the next level of Pokemans, but he got stuck somewhere in between the two levels of Pokemans. Mm-hmm. That's Greg Kinnear.
Definitely.
Like, he started forming the cleft chin, but he just stopped halfway.
Arrested Development.
Yeah, like he's not like Armie Hammer, just like everything symmetrical attractive.
Yep.
But he's not like cartoon level. He's somewhere right in the middle there, where he's like starting to form into like, I'm cartoonishly. Nope. Yeah. Okay, right there, right in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, this is why we have to appreciate our brothers in arms who are ugly hot. Like Adam Driver. He is a modern day heartthrob for a little weirdo, where he looks like an old timey criminal, and we all want him to hold us up.
Correct. Like, give less time to the Greg Kinnears of the world and really focus on the Adam Drivers.
Okay, no one is giving anything to the Greg Kinnears. You're the only one giving anything to him, and it's all hatred.
All
Other
hatred.
than that,
I hate him
nobody
so
else
much.
is doing anything about Greg Kinnear. I know. We've talked about this. Your therapist should probably hear about this a little bit more frequently. Also, we need to get back to the question, because good Lord, we took a turn.
Okay, so Kill
is James Corden all day. I don't even feel like I need to explain it, but I'm going to. I can't stand him. There's something about him that rubs me the wrong way. Listen, I know that we all like
probably
carpool
how he is in
karaoke.
bed as well.
Ugh.
Rubbing the wrong way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He is not good at sex.
No,
like,
there's no way. There's no way.
There's no way he's good at sex.
I feel like most British people aren't good at sex. I don't know where that's coming from, but if I felt it in my gut, and so I therefore said it on my public podcast.
There goes our UK contingency of they're like Brexit and also deeply upsetting sit as well. They're done. They're
well,
leaving.
if I'm wrong, then prove it. Show us you're good at sex.
There's a line of Brits outside the studio waiting to like prove you wrong.
Oh no. Say it ain't so.
Bunch of awkward fucking like dudes that watch Notting Hill too many times being like, yeah, I'm just a Brit standing in front of a podcaster asking her to fuck him.
Yeah. Like there's no way Hugh Grant is good at sex. No. Mm-mm. He's not.
He is the guy that fucks through a hole in a blanket.
No.
Not because of any kind of like weird like religious like stuff. It's just literally he's just so awkward he doesn't want to be seen naked while he's fucking.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The only person who's good at sex that's British is Colin Firth. But I don't feel like he's good at like hardcore sex at all. I feel like he's good at love making.
Really? You think?
Colin Firth? Yes. He's going to touch your body in the right way.
See, I see him more as like a really solid cuddler.
I do too, but I feel like sometimes that translates into
maybe
slow Sunday morning lovemaking.
I'm not disagreeing. Oh, okay, okay.
Colin Firth makes love on a Sunday,
but literally only on Sundays.
Yeah, he's not a Saturday night guy.
He's not a Tuesday afternoon. He's not an afternoon delighter at all.
No, I don't think so. But I also think that he's like a Wednesday night, 2 glasses of wine sex guy. Where he's just like had a little bit of wine and is feeling randy.
No, but those are the times where he goes on some like long diatribe about your beauty and what it means to him. Where
I'll take it.
There was a day where I never thought I would meet someone of your potential. And
is he Irish in this fantasy?
We're just going with whatever accent decided to leave my body.
I love it. I wish it would have been something else, like Jamaican. You're Jamaican, Colin Firth. What is that? Your Flavor Flav?
That's Jamaican apparently.
Wow, that's a Flavor Flav, Colin Firth.
Like there was a time, yeah, blood clot. No, that's a Jamaican thing, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna stop before I get fucking canceled.
We get canceled all the time. It's fine.
It's fine.
We're ready to get canceled. So anyways, I'm killing James Corden. I have no qualms with it at all, especially after I mistakenly watched The Prom, which I knew was a terrible choice. And The Prom is literally like James Corden time traveled back to 1987 and looked up gay stereotypes and then was like, I'm going to do it in 2020, and then was that in this godforsaken movie.
No, I'm backing this up, and this is a hill that I'm willing to die on with you. Mm-hmm. Stop casting James Corden as a gay man.
Stop doing it.
There are too many gay actors that are fantastic that know how to fucking sing. You don't need to cast James Corden.
And know how to be a gay person.
Yeah.
And James Corden literally was like, I haven't met a gay person in a million years, but I watched an episode of Will and Grace once and I'm Jack now. Like, what the fuck was that? That was so painfully upsetting. It was
very painful.
Oh my God, I hated it so much. You were in the other room when I watched that and I just kept like screeching like a bird.
You reacted like you were watching the news recently.
Yeah, pretty much.
Of like, oh, come on.
Pretty much, yeah. It was so rough. Anyways, those are my choices and I'm sticking to them, and we have just diatribed so hard. Do you disagree?
I don't disagree.
All right, great. It's deeply upsetting. New year, same tire fire.
Yay.
Welcome back to Deeply Upsetting, baby.
Yeah.
I'm Amy Bogarde.
I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we're back, baby. I'm going to stop saying that. I sound like swingers. Why do I get into that?
You need to go one of two ways. Either not say baby ever again on the episode.
I will always say baby.
Or say baby really hard. Like just instead of a period, it's just baby at the end.
Of every sentence, baby?
Every sentence, baby.
Okay, baby. I can't do it. I'm not that swingers.
It's too much.
If only I was Vince Vaughn, but alas, I'm not.
You're so money, baby, and you don't even know it.
I do know it, though. That's the problem. The problem is I know that I'm not money. That's where I stop myself. My confidence isn't baby level.
I need to have somebody come up to me when I'm feeling down and be like, "You're spare change, baby," and you don't even know it. Like just your pocket change.
I really
a quarter
am.
I found in the couch,
covered in lint. I'm so lint quarter, and I know it. So we're back. It's a new year. We're going to be answering your new questions, all the things that you've come up with in the last very eventful week, you know?
I'm surprised we have questions
Me too.
that aren't related to what's been happening this past week.
I'm surprised we have a show when literally life is maybe even more upsetting than we can be, and we're pretty fucking bad.
I'm thinking about, like, it's actually a very good thing that podcasting is a relatively new thing that people have explored. Because I can't imagine during, like, World War II that there was, like, Polish podcasters being like, you know what's really great? Fucking Polish food. And, like, doing a Polish food review show. And they're like, fucking
Pierogies.
Pierogies are great. Don't you like how pierogies have, like, fucking potatoes in them? That's neat.
Yeah,
and they're
it
just
is.
talking about how cool fucking cheese is. And they're talking about it, and then Nazis, and they're just like, and so yeah, there's Nazis, and potatoes are cool.
That's our show, basically.
That's what we're doing right now.
We are that dog in the burning building saying this is fine.
Yeah.
Only we're just trying to make it worse for you.
For you.
We have decided that we are the experts, and so that's why your questions get answered by us, people who have no experience in anything whatsoever.
Are unable to actually get the intro to the show in any sooner than 20 minutes into the show.
We've tried really hard to be better about that, but it always, even the one where I was like, oh, I got this answer. Usually I have to like workshop it while we're talking.
Yeah.
Nope. I knew the answer and we still went off.
No, we're doing it like Scorsese in The Departed, where there's like 40 minutes of the movie happens, and then the fucking Dropkick Murphy song drops in while he's in prison. There's a whole thing that happened beforehand, and people are like, wait, fuck, now you're doing the intro?
Yep.
Like, half the movie's gone already. That's what we just did.
Deeply upsetting. The Irishman of podcasts.
Right.
I'm sure that's what people think.
Yeah.
When they think of our show. I hope that's how you describe it to your friends.
I really hope that's how our intro music starts being received. It's just like, fuck. I didn't realize that we're halfway into the episode. Like, okay, cool. I guess we're doing the intro.
Yep.
Now.
Time for us to speed through all
It's gonna be where Fuck, Marry, Kill is the whole show, and the last 5 minutes is when we play the intro, and then
But honestly, like, this is a good window for people to know what we are like together in real life. We will just go and then be like, it's been 2 hours. We've been talking about the same topic for 2 hours. Time to eat dinner.
There was a very nice tweet from Tondi,
yes,
who's been on Smack My Pitch Up with me.
He asked a question on this episode.
And Booze Clues as well, and asked this question on this episode as well. That listening to the episode, tweeted on some other podcast page about us, that they seem like they definitely just like riff in their life.
Correct.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
This is just how we are. If you listen to the show, this is literally us basically stopping this to do this.
Yeah.
And then we
starting to record this.
Then we hit stop and then we continue to do this.
Pretty much.
So,
I wish we just wound down and sat in silence after this, but no.
The plus side is you listening to this episode, it's like a little moment in time, so you get to enjoy it. Being around us is so obnoxious.
Insufferable.
It's
truly
impossible.
That's why we stop it in an hour. And after an hour, it's just like, shut the fuck up.
Definitely.
Forever. Which is fair. We get it.
Yeah.
We totally do. Okay, now we get into the brass tacks.
Yeah.
The business.
Like 24 minutes into the episode,
Yeah,
let's start the show.
It's too soon. Like, our New Year's resolutions that we didn't make haven't kicked in yet. So it's fine. This is like a freebie, you know? We're not doing dry January. We're not working out. Like, we're doing whatever the fuck we want.
I have a PSA for everyone real quick, just to make sure that we don't start.
Speak on it.
Even more is that I'm excusing anybody that has any kind of like substance abuse issues or alcoholism or anything that they're struggling with. Absolutely, you get a fucking pass. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Like I'm speaking to the people that are able to drink where it doesn't adversely affect your life.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you fucking dare do a dry January. Like, are you fucking kidding me? If there was any year, any semblance of events that happened at the same time that would be a good justification to just keep on drinking, yeah.
You're only saying that because we have no semblance of willpower and we want to pretend like everyone doesn't have a semblance of willpower.
I don't want to go through the list of why that's correct this January, but it is in fact. It's you're good.
Yeah.
Go ahead and be like, Mom, Dad, It's fine. Don't worry about me. Now, maybe like 6-8 months from now, if it's still happening, then we can circle back to this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, yeah, we're good.
Oh, good. You can tell them that your old pals at Deeply Upsetting encourage their drinking.
Send him a link.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And they're like, why is this called fucking James Corden ass fuck? They're like, this is just what the show's like. Let's not call it that, though.
Let's not call it that.
Because I don't want that to be like a mental image for anybody.
Also, there's probably some like parody porn called that.
No.
Yeah.
Do not want to watch it.
James Cornhole, I think, is actually the parody porn.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I
know.
really do.
I know.
Anyways.
He sings the whole time.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just does like a very bad, like weird gay impression. Ugh. That was really upsetting to me.
I know.
I hated it so much. Why was Meryl Streep there?
She deserves better.
She really, most of them did, but
Yeah.
especially her.
Yeah.
She really deserved better. Anyways, if you have questions about my feelings on the prom, I would love to tell you about them. Or if you have questions about anything else, because that makes more sense, you can submit them to us in various ways. See how I did that? I tied it back to business. I'm really good at this.
You're so good at this.
Thank you. Here's how you can send them in. Social media is the easiest way. We use it the most. We will ask for your questions before every episode. So feel free to hit us up then. Or if you just have something, it will live forever on the internet and we will find it next time we need a question. You can send us an email at geeksundertheinfluence@gmail.com. Put Deeply Upsetting in the subject line so we can find it. Or it's a new year and we want some new titties in the inbox. So send us a sexy text at 804-505-4484, which is 804-505-4GUI.
We want them 2021 titties.
Yeah, we want new titties.
We want baby New Year titties.
Okay. Well, do you see how that was too far?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was too far.
Okay. I'm going to pack that back in.
Yeah, pack it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize for that. Diapers and titties shouldn't be in the same context, really.
They really, well, unless that's your thing. Again, no kink shaming.
As long as everyone's consensual.
And of age, yes.
Well, a baby is not consensual, sorry.
No.
Like,
Thank you for clarifying for anyone who was wondering. So I guess it's about that time to get into the questions. Okay, so I will ask you the first question, and it is coming from a close friend of the podcast, Brandon Betteridge. He asks, would you rather your internal monologue be voiced by Fran Drescher or Gilbert Gottfried? I have thoughts.
I know you do for
do.
sure. And I don't know if Brandon is aware of how much this hits close to home for you.
Why would he know that?
I don't know. I don't think we've hung out with them before. I don't know if that was something that was brought up. I don't feel like it was.
See, I should bring it up like as soon as I meet people, I think. And that's the lesson that I'm learning from this episode. So thank you.
Yeah. But I feel as far between the two, as much as I am of the opinion personally that Fran Drescher's voice is very grating, there is kind of a not a purity to her. Like she's seen stuff, like she's been in the world and stuff, but there's like a positive
definitely
kind of motivation in the way that she kind of approaches things. Whereas Gilbert Gottfried is quite the opposite, where he's like depraved and kind of subsists on the depraved nature of the world. And I don't feel like this is that different than just like a dude. And maybe this is just because we've been watching Big Mouth recently.
Right.
But I feel like that better informs my internal monologue a little bit more as the Gilbert Gottfried of the world, where it's not like the filter is incredibly important because what happens in my mind is similar to what Gilbert Gottfried is willing to say aloud.
Fair.
And then through the filter, it goes from just like, if I had a chance, I would shit on those tits and then come on them or whatever kind of, I don't know, Gilbert Gottfried thing that he would say. And then that turns into just like, she's pretty. That's the filter system that happens in a adult straight male's body, I think.
Sure.
So it wouldn't differentiate a whole lot for me from the current attitude. It would just be a little more grating of a voice that would be in there.
Lot.
But the tone would be similar.
I get that. I understand.
Yeah.
See, I think one of the problems with Gilbert Gottfried is that I did listen to some of the videos of him reading 50 Shades of Grey out loud.
Yeah.
So maybe just too sexy. Like just way too sexy.
Way too sexy?
Yeah, I can't shake that. That's all I think about now. So I'm not going to attempt a Gilbert Gottfried impression. Yours was actually surprisingly good.
Sure. We'll go with that. I'll take that as a compliment.
Yep.
Cool. If there's one thing that I can do in life, it's apparently Gilbert Gottfried impressions, which is not what I wanted. So
we can't push away our gifts, like that's not
even
fair.
if you want to desperately. I don't mean the guy that's known. Like there's other podcasts I'm on, and I've tried to do like Stallone. I've tried to do like
I've heard
accents. Nothing.
Yeah,
Can't do shit.
No,
can't do anything.
Mm-mm.
Gilbert Gottfried though, I got that shit down.
We all have our strengths in this life.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hate to break it to you, but your 2021 revelation is Gilbert Gottfried. If you just hone it a little bit, you'll be right there.
I feel like we could will into existence that I like shrink and become like decidedly more Jewish, and then just become Gilbert Gottfried. Like I can be a Gilbert Gottfried like impression guy. Like I'm impersonator of Gilbert Gottfried.
See, maybe not. I feel like that's taking it like 100 steps too far. Let's just leave it at that.
With like
that impression is not terrible.
Squinting my eyes and rubbing my forehead.
Oh no!
Like start with that. Like every time that I'm about to say something while recording, it's
anything.
The thing, and I'm actually doing the thing right now.
I know you are.
Oh, the thing with the blue.
Okay, I take it back. It's not that good. Stop doing it.
Okay.
Forever. Because it's too sexy.
Also, it was like leading into Jerry Lewis via Gilbert Gottfried right towards the end there.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So close.
Yeah.
Don't hone it.
Okay.
I changed
fair.
my mind completely.
Okay. That's fair.
I can't walk around just thinking of you reading 50 Shades of Grey out loud all the time. We would never be able to have this personal business relationship that we have.
Yes. Very professional business relationship.
It's extremely professional.
Speaking of relationships, you do have a relationship with Fran Drescher emotionally.
Sure do. That's my bitch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love Fran Drescher. I understand and I appreciate everyone's opinions on her, besides the fact that in real life, she is a bad bitch. And if you don't know about anything that she's like been through or done, you should do some research because that bitch is incredible. Like she is one of the strongest women. She's amazing. Anyways, that has nothing to do with anything. I was raised on The Nanny and I love it. And I feel like it was very formative in my sense of humor and also what I wish was my sense of style because she dresses impeccably on that show. But if you've ever watched like a Nick at Night.
She dresses like a mob wife.
Yeah, I love it. It's amazing. She dresses like a mob wife mixed with like Miss Frizzle from Magic School Bus.
Oh, definitely.
Where she loves like a good pattern that goes from fucking neck to toe.
Yeah.
I love that for her.
Okay, that's fair.
It's very quirky, but also like sexy. Everything was like crazy form fitting. Oh, so great. So much character.
Now I'm just like daydreaming about Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus in a form-fitting dress, and I'm like into that shit so fucking hard.
That makes perfect sense. You are totally I want to fuck Miss Frizzle guy.
I would fuck Miss Frizzle so much.
Honestly, same. But here's the problem.
And then I would like thank her afterwards, but not in that like thank you for fucking me kind of way, but in that like soulful, like I feel like I've grown as a person from having this experience kind of moment.
I have terrible news for you though. And
I've learned about white blood cell counts and also have had a spiritual experience fucking your vagina with my penis.
Wow.
Miss Frizzle.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
My bad news for you, and I feel this like deep in my core, like 100% of my being, is that Miss Frizzle is in fact a lesbian. She definitely is. So it's probably never going to happen for you, but it might happen for me, and then I'll tell you about it.
No, you're 100% right. She's like the like nerdy.
She's like a cottagecore lesbian.
Like cottagecore lesbian. She's like the lesbian that has like the buck wild lesbian wife.
Yeah.
Like she's married to Joan Jett.
Yes.
Like Miss Frizzle is 100% married to Joan Jett.
I love that for them.
Joan Jett's like wide open, like rock star, tons of charisma, like out there, like making crowds of people come while singing I Love Rock and Roll, just like men, women, anywhere in between.
Yes.
Just come for me. And they're like, we will, Joan Jett. And just like, yeah. And then comes home sweaty, tired. And there's Miss Frizzle being like, baby, let me tell you about the fucking solar system. And she's like, yeah, tell me about it while I go to sleep. And she just like fingers Joan Jett and then they pass out. And it's a beautiful relationship.
Wow. honestly, what a fantasy. That is the relationship of my dreams. And the shitty thing is I'm neither of them. Like, I'm not a Joan Jett. I do not have like the Joan Jettitude to make a crowd of people come, but also I'm dumb. So I'm not
By the way,
Miss Frizzle
I'm
either.
writing it down. I need for the hashtag Joan Jettitude to be a thing.
I have no Joan Jettitude, but also I have no Frizzleitude. That doesn't work as much. But I'm neither of them, and that's a huge bummer. I'm just kind of like their friend that they think is funny and quirky. That is like, I want what you two have, and they're like, yeah, everyone does.
You're the, what was it, 6 from like Blossom?
I don't know that reference. I'm so sorry.
Was it Gibbler from Full House?
Oh yes, I'm totally a Kimmy Gibbler,
Kimmy
100%. I really am, and they're like, she's sweet. One day she'll find someone.
Like, okay, cool. Thanks for being here randomly for no reason. Great.
Yeah,
you just walk into her home now.
Pretty much. I'm like, I thought of something funny that you guys would like. And they're like, we're having a very intense relationship right now. Could you leave?
You're the neighborhood friend that starts calling your friend's mom.
Yep. I am.
It kind of speaks to what your relationship at home is.
I call them like Auntie Joan and Auntie Frizzle. And they're like, you are our age. Please stop doing that. We are not your aunt. I'm like, love you guys so much.
Joan just like, I love rock and roll. And you're like, and I love you, Joan.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like hugging her leg. And she's like, you're my height. Like, why are you hugging my leg? This is weird.
I'm like, you're a badass. She's like, I know. But Miss Frizzle is also like an intellectual badass. God, I love this fictional relationship.
I do too.
I really love it.
I need some slash fiction written about Miss Frizzle and Joan Jett.
I'm on it. I'm on my Wattpad right now. I'm on my fucking live journal. Everyone log into my Zanga later.
Yeah.
I'll tell you all about it. In my fantasies.
So what even are we talking about right now?
Couldn't tell you, honestly. This episode is off the rails, but great.
I'm having so much fun, though. So
me too. This is 2021.
I'm definitely a Gilbert Godfrey. You are a Fran Drescher.
Absolutely.
Is what we've
If you've ever like laid in bed on a sick day and watched like a fucking Nickelodeon marathon of The Nanny, after a while, it is so comforting. Her voice is so fucking comforting. And that is what I will say, is I feel like she would probably make me like sassier and like take no prisoners-esque, and I need that. So there you go. I could really learn something from my internal monologue being Fran Drescher. So Brandon, thank you.
Okay, I will actually put into context, because we were talking about this recently, about the way that Jack Black really like builds up kids in School of Rock.
Yeah.
Where he like tells them like, you do you fucking do this shit. If there was like a fashion school version of that,
yes.
Instead of rock and roll, it was fashion that Fran Drescher did, where it's just like, we got to do like, I have to, there's a fashion show thing that I got us like hooked up for and did like basically the School of Rock story, but with fashion.
Yes.
She would be the Jack Black in that thing.
100%.
I couldn't see another actor or actress doing that.
No.
And
I was definitely going to like role play a scenario, but then I realized that I would have to do a Fran Drescher voice. And see, I accept the fact that impressions are not my deal, so I just shy away from them. Love your courage, love your fortitude, but it's not for me.
Okay.
It's not the life for me.
Further proof that you are smarter than me to know where your limits are and to like skidding like Tokyo Drift style to the edge of a cliff and stopping just before it's too late is you. And I'm the one being like, fucking hold my hand, Thelma. And Thelma is just a really bad British accent that I'm holding hands with as I just jump over the cliff.
You are such a Louise.
Yeah, I am such
I'm smart, but I'm still not Frizzle smart, unfortunately. My best case scenario is that, yes, they let me like pop over sometimes for like homemade desserts, and also maybe one time they have a couple drinks and I'm the unicorn. That would be like ultimate best case scenario. Amazing.
Like they both fucked you once like 8 years ago, and now you are basically like you're mowing their lawn.
Oh yeah.
Like not even figuratively, like actually physically mowing their lawn and doing the gardening for free.
Yes.
Just in case there's a chance that they're just like, lemonade's delicious, let's fuck the gardener.
Yes.
You're just waiting for it.
I'm like, remember how fun that was? And they're like, it was okay.
You look over, there's 30 other women doing stuff around the house, like painting, like repaving the driveway. You're like,
but the good news is we all start a book club.
Right.
So that's something for all of us. And then we go home and masturbate, clearly.
Furiously.
Climaxing every fucking time.
I really want Crimaxing to be the name of this episode, but
That could be the name of every episode. You want to ask the next question?
I don't even
Tire
know
fire?
anymore. Yeah, this is I'm having so much fun. Okay, the second one is from our friend that we mentioned earlier, Tondi was nice enough. My handle is Jonathan Blade is his podcast, so definitely check that out.
Okay, truly my favorite like podcast name. It sounds so fucking cool. It sounds so much cooler than I will ever be. It's amazing.
It sounds like a sci-fi original action movie where
Right.
there's like a moment where there's like an explosion and then there's an actor that turns and goes like, my handle is Jonathan Blade.
It sounds like a sci-fi John Wick to me, honestly.
Like sci-fi, like hacker. Like he's a hacker.
Yeah, hacker John Wick.
Hacker John Wick.
Yes.
His name is Jonathan Blade.
Also played by Keanu, unsurprisingly.
That weirdly looks nothing like Tondi, actually.
Nope.
Nothing at all like Tondi. So,
But don't we all want to look like Keanu?
no, honestly, now I just
End
want to
of the
see
day.
like Tondi do some like badass like gun
Keanu
fu,
impressions.
gun fu action moments.
Yes.
But like in real life version where like 12 seconds of it, he's like, I'm so tired.
Oh
Just
my God, please make
does
this
like
happen.
really badass shit. Like, don't get me wrong, like really
Yeah.
impressive,
Yeah.
like acrobatic gung fu stuff. But it's like 12 seconds. He's like, I can't breathe. This is so much. Like, this really honest.
He's just being shot at and just like casually hides and is like, I guess this'll do.
I'm gonna, yeah. Like, I found a little corner that I can like sink into, and
I love
hopefully
it.
it'll just go away. Yeah,
I would watch it. Very realistic.
realistic John Wick short film. Yeah. So Tondi
Yes.
asked a question. The question is, what is the biggest thing that you think you could keister?
Mm-hmm.
Which we both read as Kaiser at one point, which is a different thing entirely.
We've talked about how we're dumb. It's fine.
We are very dumb. A keister meaning like shove into your butthole.
Yes.
Into your
Anal
cavity.
cavity.
Anal cavity there. Walk-in style, like from Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
Long term. Like walk around and live your life keistering. So, and I feel like that's
Hell
a
of a question.
definitely important part of that question is like
Yeah.
walk around and live your life. It's not like, what do you think you can fit in your butt?
Right.
Because that's a different question
Yeah.
that requires some like wherewithal to figure out the answers for.
Also, where to begin?
Yeah, right? We're talking about stuff that for like 10 years, 15 years, 20 years can just be inside your butt.
So the problem is when I'm thinking about this question is obviously I went to like various like small vegetables or whatever, like your typical dildo adjacent things.
Sure.
But then I thought about it and I was like, but also how do I become useful for like the first time in my whole life? Like what can I have inside my butt that might be useful to someone at some point in time? And I thought about the smallish flashlight that every dad has, like 12 of them hidden around the house.
Oh, like
just
it
in
could
case of
fit
the
on
power.
a keychain, but it's like it's
I went a little bit bigger than that. It's got
Okay.
a little power to
Okay,
it. Like
all
in
right.
case of, I'm thinking like a zombie apocalypse or like a, riot at the Capitol kind of situation.
Okay.
Like who knows? And you need a flashlight for some purposes. I'm ready. I have it.
I want that moment to occur.
Yeah.
Where like not even the apocalypse, but you're like there's like weird protest stuff happening. You're in a building, the power goes out, people are like, "Oh fuck, we don't know where to go." And you have a flashlight inside your butt.
Yeah. Well, like somebody pulls out their iPhone and is like, I have a flashlight. And I'm like, move aside. I've got the big dog.
I like that you think that is how you're going to approach it. Like you're going to be like level of confidence, like, "Oh, move aside. I just so happen to have a small flashlight inside my butt."
Yep.
And just like in front of people, pull the flashlight out and be like good to go.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to be like sheepishly like, "Excuse me," and try to find an office privately.
Well, maybe
like,
I would be able to maybe I'd have a newfound confidence if I had something in my butt at all times. Like maybe that would change something within me because I feel like there's that level of confidence of having something inside your butt. It's like if I was walking around with those what are they called? The balls that you can like put inside your vagina.
Oh, the Benoit balls.
Benoit balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if I was walking around with Benoit balls inside me at all times and I was just like at a fucking coffee shop, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, excuse me, can I have a try, please?" Like I usually am. I would be like, "Hey."
Well, there are people that do walk around with butt plugs
Right,
inside of their body
exactly.
all the time.
Exactly.
And that's fair.
I feel like it would probably just make me feel more interesting. Therefore, I would read as more interesting. It would be like my little private, confident, weird, sexy flashlight secret. That's not
Flashlight
sexy.
Secrets is also really
That's
good.
not sexy. That's like a weird dad fantasy. It's like, if I could have a flashlight on me at all times, how would I do it? Just put it right in my keister.
You know, like I'm going to shove like a fucking Swiss Army knife up my ass. Be like,
Yeah.
I'm always prepared. Until like the toothpick comes out and tears the inside of my body. Yeah.
No. See, a flashlight hopefully won't do that unless like the battery explodes.
That's why, and
or something.
I feel like there was probably some thought there as far as like the shape of it, where a flashlight, you might get some like rough movement, but you're not going to get any kind of like tearing.
And overall, I'm
flashlight.
thinking of those ones that are probably like, I don't know, 5 inches long, where they're like kind of skinny.
Yeah.
Like the handle itself is kind of skinny, and then the flashlight part isn't that much bigger, but it like packs a punch, baby. Like it's illuminating.
Wow. I really hope that there was a plan for the illuminating joke that started at the beginning of this, and you just found it towards the end.
There really was no plan whatsoever. This is just right off the cuff. See, I'm already better, and I don't even have it in my butt. I'm just thinking about it.
And you're already better.
My potential is unreal. See, I'm looking for a new job right now. Maybe my confidence in finding a new job would be so much different if I had something in my butt all the time.
And for me, I think, and I've been thinking about this, what would be the right choice for me? And I feel like a roll, like a roll of quarters, but instead of a roll of quarters, it'd be like fucking gold bullion.
Whoa.
Like fucking, like pirate gold.
Nice.
Like rolled into a roll, where I know that even if I didn't change my station in life right now, where there's a reason why I can't spend this gold bullion right now.
Right.
There's something happening where like, I don't know, stolen or something, but like it's got to be hidden. FBI is like raiding my house all the time looking for it. They're like, I don't know where it is. And I'm like, yeah, me neither. Like, I don't know why. Like, look at my house. I don't even have an espresso machine. Why would I have gold bullion? Like, that's nonsense. And just like, and all the time inside of my anal cavity is like $1.2 million in pirate gold.
Wow.
Like just ready to go.
Wow.
And there would be a certain confidence to that where I feel like I could be poor better.
Yeah.
If I just knew that one day the gold inside of my butt would afford me a better life. Like I've just got to wait enough time for that gold to like be pooped out, and then everything's going to be better.
Yes.
Like I'd make the same amount of money that I do now, I'd be comfortably poor.
Right.
And be like, but walk with a certain level of like
gold in my ass level. Yeah.
Gold in my ass attitude.
Which, by the way, quick question, side note, and this is just me truly perplexed. Is it bouillon? Like chicken bouillon? I thought it was like bullion. Bullion?
I
don't know. Now I want to know. I feel like I fucked it up.
You know what? Actually, I might have fucked it up as well. In which case, like seasoning your rice with gold bouillon is an interesting choice.
It's for rich people.
Like
seasoning.
Absorbing into my butthole, and I'm like, the sodium, and like falling apart.
It's for rich white people. It has no flavor, but it costs so much money.
So much money. I don't
know.
Listeners, please tell us if it's bouillon or
bully. I thought it was like bullion.
Bullion.
Now I'm questioning everything I've ever thought.
I did not check the way it's said before.
Well, that's on you, buddy.
Coming up with my my wrapped in paper.
Yeah.
So definitely not dissolving inside of my butt.
No.
Shooting out single coins.
That's a party trick, though. People love that.
Shitting gold coins. Like I'm in a Mario Brothers game.
Ooh, yeah. Cool. Serious party trick.
Yeah.
You like set it up somehow that you're like on a date and you're like, do you ever play like what are they called? The Mario games ever? Ever heard of those? And she's like, yeah, of course. And you're like, oh, cool, we should play sometime. And then you're like, isn't it so cool that he just kind of like releases those gold coins all the time? This is like your move.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's cool. I'm going to keep it and we're not going to have sex.
Definitely. Also, that's one of those moves where there's like so much build up to the move where it makes the move, even if it is really cool, is no longer cool.
No, we
there's
played
just too
a
much
whole
build-up.
video game.
A whole video game
do this.
just for you to shit a gold coin. Cool. There is a shit-covered gold coin of, at this point, no idea how much the value. It could be like literally like something that you got at Chuck E. Cheese.
It's depreciated.
It's depreciated for sure.
It needs to be bleached.
It's been defeciated.
Oh, no.
Actually.
No.
Yeah, afraid so.
That level of wordplay is unacceptable, sir.
So a wrapped
Gold coinage.
Mm-hmm. Gold bullion or bullion.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just was very
Gold
intrigued.
coinage. And you are rocking a flashlight.
Flashlight.
Cool. Good time. Good time.
We do different things.
A dollar store
I'm broke, bitch.
junk drawer emergency flashlight.
I cleaned it first before I put it in my butt.
Rocked some like hand sanitizer that you rubbed it down with before shoving it up your keister.
But the confidence that it gave me, priceless.
That's true. It lit up your life a little bit.
Lit me up from within.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The light shines within.
Yeah.
It's important.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Unfortunately for those listening, we have one more question.
We do, yes.
To
it's not
to deliver
over
to
yet.
the world. Yeah.
Okay, so friend of the podcast and D&D master.
D&D master.
Jack Kaplan asked, post-apocalyptic cannibals are cooking you for a feast to honor their nuclear bomb-made god. You're allowed one request. How do you want to be cooked and served? I love it.
I love this question because I love cooking and I love the post-apocalypse. So I've never really considered how I would want to be cooked.
Right, no.
And I have a couple ideas. Do
Okay.
you have anything that you're leaning towards?
No, tell me your ideas first.
Okay, so I'm a bit of a chubby chubby of a man. I'm not like problematically chubby. Like I still get around okay, but I get a little girth to me. So I'm thinking about some of the meats that I like to cook that are a little bit fattier.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are certain cuts that you really want to focus on.
Sure.
But also you can do a really nice reduction of some of that fat.
Mm.
So I think it's going to be like a pig style kind of approach to things where I'm going to have like the bacon strip kind of aspects of my body.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be able to be fried up really nice or wrapped around other parts of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to do kind of like a slow smoked Hobbit bacon wrapped, like.
Is this like a whole roast kind of thing, like a pig on a spit kind of deal?
Not quite pig on a spit. It's more like okay. A good example is when I went to a friend's bachelor party, and we made a thing called the bacon explosion.
Sure.
Which was ground sausage that we cooked bacon and put bacon in the middle, and then laid out like this big flat of ground sausage, and put the bacon in the middle and rolled it into like a log, and then did a bacon weave, and then wrapped that on the outside of the ground sausage, and then put it in plastic and let it kind of congeal together in the fridge, like set, and then we slow smoked it for 4 hours.
Wow.
And then cut it off in hunks. It was like bacon on the outside that was slow smoked, and then the sausage, and then the cooked bacon in the middle, and it was incredible.
How are you alive?
So I want to have a Hobbit explosion where there's like
Of course you do.
parts of viscera that are like cooked all the way through in the middle, and then like the ground parts of meat of me that are like a little bit fatty, so the grease really kind of like cooks off and cooks down.
There's
as
like
it's
a richness.
Yeah, there's a richness to it, and then the Hobbit shreds that are wrapped around it in a weave, a Hobbit weave, as it were.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is not the explanation I was expecting.
Okay.
But I'm into it.
Okay.
I love it. I would like my body to be used in some sort of a competition, like a chili cook-off type thing. But chili isn't really my deal. So what I would prefer, I believe, is some sort of a curry cook-off, because that is 100% my deal. So I would love for somebody to turn me into like an Indian curry, someone to turn me into a Thai curry, a Japanese curry, and there's like a curry competition with whatever parts of me they think would, deal the best with what they're trying to do, and then someone chooses the winner from a different part of my body.
So I love it. There's like a cooking show where there's like that little room with all the
Yes.
different vegetables and stuff. And there's just like naked dead you
Yeah.
on a table,
Yeah.
like splayed open,
Looking awesome.
just open and ready for business.
Delicious.
With all the different parts of your body available to be like just chunked out.
Yes.
And thrown into.
And used for whatever. Yeah. So if somebody wants to use like my pork belly part, they could do that. If somebody wants to use like the fucking head cheese kind of situation, they could do that.
Doing Bogarde feet
But
stew.
they have to make it into a curry.
A curry.
That's the rules. And then it'll be blind taste tested, and people don't have to know like what parts it came from. It's just about the technique and the confidence level.
Wow.
But I love a good cooking show, and I love trash. So I would love for my body to be able to be used one last time in a trashy way.
Wow.
What a dream for me. I'll never be on a cooking show because it's not my forte. So why not give of my body to the cooking show?
Well, I feel like there's a commonality between the two ways that we want to be handled while being cannibalized by other people. And that's that there's a certain level of importance being put on the usage of our bodies as food, where the competition itself is understanding what part of your body is being used, and there's going to be different
levels of difficulty
based on, and also considerations as to what style of curry that they're making, on what type of body part they're going to be using. There's a lot of consideration about you in that conversation. Yeah. And with me on the same way is that even if it's not necessarily, there are, minus the sausage part, which is just all whatever's left over.
Ground. Mm-hmm.
There is a consideration about like there's time, there's energy, there's a lot of thought put into anything that you're slow smoking, that you're really taking time to make sure that it's cooked slowly over a period of time. There's a lot of like attention and time being put into it. So if I am going to be cannibalized, murdered for my
meats,
my body meats, then at the very least I would hope that it wouldn't be like a fucking microwave a hot dog kind of level of interest in it, so much as it is like let's make the best of this. If we are going to eat another human being, let's take the time and the energy to do it right. Cut away from the spine. You don't want to go anywhere near the spine because there's all sorts of like issues with meats near the spine. It can cause like that is actually a thing, that it can cause like issues within your body. There are tribes of people that have like ticks and stuff, that degenerative diseases from eating meat that has been cut too close to the spine.
What?
Yeah, it's a thing.
I did not know that. I will be researching that.
Yeah, I don't know the specific name of it, but there's neurological problems that occur from people that eat human meat that is too close to the spinal column.
That is so crazy. Army Hammer, you taking notes?
Yeah, Army Hammer. Great callback. That is fantastic.
Thank you.
Army Hammer. If later in his life he develops like levels of tics,
oh my God,
that means he has murdered and eaten a girlfriend.
I think I wouldn't be that surprised once I read the DMs. He is committed to the bit.
He is committed to the bit.
Maybe too far. Who knows? TBD. If he has tics in a few years. You heard it here first, folks.
It is also amazing that so timely, Jack, with this question about cannibalism. He delivered this question before the Army Hammer stuff came out.
Yes, that's new.
So,
great job, Jack. You prescient little thing.
Ahead of the curve.
Ahead of the curve, definitely.
Fantastic.
What a perfect way to wrap up this beautiful episode, this absolute gem. In bringing it back to Army Hammer, are you okay? I don't think so. Therapy is good and you can afford it. So let's do that.
Yeah.
And hopefully anybody who listens to this show can also afford it. But thank you for listening anyway, even though we fucked you up beyond belief.
Also, after therapy, if you have any additional funds, make sure to check out the TeePublic page with our deeply upsetting designs and designs from all of the other shows on the network, as well as just like specialty designs that we do that are available on the page. There's like 30 plus designs on our TeePublic page. That's available at guipodcast.com/store.
Great segue. That was excellent.
Also, we are donating all of our profits that we get from our t-shirt designs currently to the Holly Fund, which helps local restaurants in the Richmond area get through the hard times that they're dealing with. And restaurant workers primarily.
Right, yeah.
During COVID. So there's people that are really hard up, working limited hours during this time. So we're doing our best to kind of throw money where it helps.
Yep.
So you can get your designs from Deeply Upsetting and other shows, and also help out the local Richmond restaurant scene as well.
Exactly. GUIpodcast.com/store.
Yeah.
And you should rate, review, and subscribe to us. If you're not already, then fucking get on it. But also all the other shows on the network. They are absolutely amazing. And they probably won't fuck you up as much as this one does. So there you go.
This show fucks me up, and
Me
I'm
too,
on the show.
I know. The worst part is this is what we're like all the time. So we're just truly trash. But if you want to listen to people that are slightly more adjusted than us, GUIpodcast.com, you can get all of those. And last but not least, a special shout out as per usual to our homeboy that we don't know, Jason Farnham, for doing our theme music. It's called Payday, and it's jaunty as hell.
It's jaunty!
That shit is jaunty. For the first episode of 2021, thank you all so much again for listening. I'm Amy Bogarde.
I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And this has been deeply upsetting for sure.
GUIpodcast.com.
Oh, the thing with the blue.
In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm F.U. Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're gonna fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
Embrace the madness.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here, that's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.